And hello everybody, welcome back to RFC News. The January transfer window is seriously heating up and we have actually submitted an official bid for a player. We are going to be breaking down this exciting transfer story in today's video, going through who this transfer target is, whilst also going over a player that is wanted by another big European club. And funnily enough, we only signed him in the summer. Yes, we are going to be breaking down both of these stories, whilst also going over all of the latest Rangers news from the last 24 hours. But if I could be cheeky and ask you guys to hit the like button and hit the subscribe button, that would be greatly appreciated. Now, let's get into some Rangers transfer news. So first things first, ladies and gentlemen, let's go through the story with regard to Gassama. As we know, Gassama was, of course, signed in the summer, and again, has been a bit of hot and cold, really, so far this season. I thought, when I first seen this guy, I was like, oh my goodness me. He scored in back-to-back Champions League games, and we were like, oh my God, we got a freak on our hands. Following that, though, he started to listen to Russell Martin's instructions, and then, well, he was kind of missing. And again, we haven't really seen the same sort of player since. He has been better recently, but certainly hasn't really got too much of an end product. But then again, he is 22 years old. Now, what we're starting to hear out in Belgium is that Club Brugge have registered interest in Gassama, requesting details on his situation, but no contract club to club at the moment. As we know, the 22-year-old has 6 goals and 2 assists this season and has already drawn interest from Villarreal as well. So a lot of clubs, I suppose, are interested in Gassama. But there's mixed reaction from the Rangers fan base at this moment in time. Look, this user here has said, I'd not quite actively be looking to sell Gassama. He's shown glimpses of potential at times. He's highly rated, etc. However, he's been very inconsistent and he's been poor most of the season. And if we got offered double figures in the millions minimum, I'd be tempted to take it. Kai says, I said it when Villarreal were reportedly interested, but I would absolutely sell Gassama for a decent profit and sell on. He's been better recently, but his decision making is terrible and his end product is most of the time. So you're seeing a bit there from the Rangers fan base, and more so like, right, we would take a decent offer for the player. So, I mean, if we can register some profit, a quick turnaround there to facilitate more signings this January, that would be better effective, then I think most fans would jump at the chance. But it depends on the fee. Because he's still young, still got high potential, but yeah, we'd have to get the right sort of transfer fee if we were to sell him this January. So that's the first story, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's get on to Rangers actually submitting an official bid. This is for Tuur Rommens, who of course plays out in Belgium. Rangers have submitted a bid in the region of 3.5 million euros for Belgian under-21 ace Tuur Rommens. Belgian club Westerlo are now weighing up the offer. So this could potentially be the first signing of the January transfer window, and it's the first one. I mean, we spoke about a couple of players so far in the start of this transfer window, but this is the first player, of course, that we've actually submitted an official bid for. And what we're seeing here again, he fits the sort of demographic as the two midfielders we spoke about yesterday. Chuweki and, of course, Silius Anderson, both incredibly tall, 6'1", 6'2", sort of aerial presence. And this player is a left back. He's 22 again. We're looking in that age bracket there again and looking to shop in that European market, which I've been crying out for a very long time. At least the 49ers have learned their lesson not to go near these sort of Championship and League One duds, and going into a bit more of a competitive market that would see our sort of see a bit of a return of investment later on down the line. But what we're seeing here with Tuur Rommens is that, I suppose a good little profile there, and again, sellable in the future. And as you can see, Rangers have ramped up their pursuit. And a lot of fans are fairly excited about the potential of going for it. And of course, Rangers make their move for the left-back target as Ibrox side submit £3 million bid. So yeah, there we go. I mean, it's pretty exciting, I suppose. But he has been linked since the start of December, so it does make some sense. But yeah, this is certainly a player that we could get over the line imminently. In terms of his sort of profile, so to speak, in terms of what games he's already played, I mean, he's played some games so far this season, 15 league games, but played quite a lot of games for a young lad, of course. Been in the sort of first team at Westerlo now for a couple of campaigns, and 62 league appearances is not bad at all. So yeah, got game time. He shouldn't be coming with an injury or whatnot. But yeah, another Belgian under-21 international, and you know, we've had our luck with the Belgian sort of internationals. But I like this market that we're shopping in, the sort of European market, so to speak, young players that are playing at sort of smaller clubs inside Europe, like you say Westerlo in Belgium aren't necessarily the biggest team in their league. You've of course got Silius Anderson up at Häcken in Sweden. You've of course got the boy who's playing for Storm Graz. So I like this market, and it's proved time and time again that this sort of conveyor belt leads to be pretty good. So let's see what happens.
In other news, Rangers head coach Danny Röhl has highlighted the growing influence of set-piece specialist Scott Fry after his side capitalised twice from dead ball situations in a controlled 2-0 win over Aberdeen, underlining another strand of progress under the German coach. The victory was built on discipline, aggression and structure, but it was Rangers' efficiency from set plays that stood out. Both goals stemmed from well-worked routines, with former Aberdeen midfielder Connor Barron playing a decisive role by supplying the assist for Emmanuel Fernandez and Nico Raskin. For Röhl, the contributions went beyond individual moments and instead reflected a wider shift in preparation and detail behind the scenes. Speaking after the match, Röhl was quick to credit Fry, who joined Rangers in November from Lincoln City, following what the head coach described as an extensive recruitment process. Scoring from set pieces is very important, Röhl said. Scott is doing a fantastic job, and that is the reason why he is here. We made a good choice. It is not just about the topics and the content, he is also a good human and a good addition to my coaching team. I am very happy. Röhl stressed that the impact is already visible in the players' execution on the pitch, pointing to the work done on the training ground and the growing belief in these moments. You also see the players. We worked a lot on these things, and especially in these tight games, you need this, he added. On the weekend, we scored 3 times after transition moments and good pressing moments. Today, it was after set plays and maybe next time in ball possession. That variety, Röhl believes, is key to Rangers becoming more complete and more difficult to prepare against. Rather than relying on a single route to goal, his side are beginning to show they can hurt opponents in different phases of the game, whether through pressing, transitions, structured possession, or, as against Aberdeen, from dead ball situations. Reflecting on the overall performance, Röhl felt Rangers deserved their win and showed a level of dominance that matched his vision for the team. I thought during the game that you saw a Rangers team that dominated, he said. We had a good counter press, we were very aggressive. This is key for us, to be aggressive and to be on the front foot. However, despite the control, Röhl acknowledged there is still another step to take, particularly in turning dominance into a more decisive scoreline. It is about maybe making the 3rd or 4th goal. It was on, he admitted. 2-0 is always dangerous. We felt this against St Mirren, 1 goal, and then the opponent can go all in, as they have nothing to lose. That awareness did not detract from his satisfaction with how Rangers managed the contest, especially given the uncertain early stages as both sides assessed each other's approach. That is the next step we should take, but today I am happy with the result, Röhl concluded. Also, how we went into the game was not easy because we did not know what happens. We needed some minutes to see what they were doing, and then we were better and better. For Rangers, the win reinforced both momentum and method, with Fry's growing influence on set pieces now clearly another weapon in Röhl's evolving side. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We post all the latest Rangers news every single day, so join our fast growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.